What's up, guys? It's Brian here with Portable Generator Services. Here is just some basics that, if you're a portable generator owner, will save you. Number one, always have extra oil. Have an extra quart or gallon of 10W30 down here in Florida. If you're a little bit in colder weather, you can use a heavier weight oil, but it's 1030 down here. Always have extra oil. Number two, always have a trickle charger on your battery if you have an electric start portable generator. I see so many people that ask this question, should I be using this? Yes, without a doubt. And if you don't use that, your battery will only last you 6 to 8 months, give or take. If you use a trickle charger, your battery will last you 2, 3, 4 years. Although we do recommend replacing the battery every 2 years, even if it's working, just to lower your chance of battery failure when you actually need it. Number three is you need to be running your generator if you are using gasoline monthly. This is like the decade-old question. How do I make it so the carburetor doesn't clog? Do I run it out of fuel? Yeah, you can, but even if you leave it sit, even if you run it out of fuel, there's still always some fuel that's like on the carburetor bowl. That's, just a small layer of fuel that sticks around, that stays there after you run it dry. And if you let it sit for years, it's still possible for it to varnish up and clog the main jet or the float, the main, float needle valve. So with that being said, the smart ones, if you have natural gas at your location, you better just get a natural gas portable. If you don't, you're better off getting a portable. The portables don't clog the carburetor. It's just a lot simpler for the average homeowner. You don't have to clean the carb. You don't have that issue of the carb failing, which 95% of your problems typically come from carburetor getting clogged. So keep that in mind. I always recommend going propane or dual fuel. If you have natural gas, get a tri-fuel. But that is something I recommend, is always going propane. Getting a couple of the 100-pound propane tanks. You can leave them sitting outside, put them inside a storage thing, a little shed. And that way you don't really have to start it monthly, because the carb won't get clogged from the gas sitting and then turning into varnish. I always recommend, if you get a dual fuel generator, do not put gasoline in that thing for as long as you can wait. You only put gasoline when there's an emergency and your propane, you either ran out of propane or the propane is not working. Maybe the propane hose gets clogged. That is one of the typical issues with the propane units, is after months and years of sitting, bugs climb into the propane hose if you have it disconnected. So keeping it connected is always good too. It leaves less chances for any bugs to be getting into this, the small little fuel, like the hose line. If you look at it on a propane, it's got like a pin that just lets some of the gas out, and it's not like a regular hose. It's like a needle, and that can get clogged easily. So anyways, hope this helps. Keep that in mind. We are in the winter season, so not prepping for hurricane season yet, but in a couple of months we'll be beginning, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.